Though I've given a lot of my time to water projects on land during my life, particularly helping provide clean water systems in poor communities through Hope International Development Agency in places like Cambodia and Ethiopia, the Philippines, and elsewhere, I'm just learning about oceans and particularly the Pacific garbage patch. And I've recently discovered a type of pollutant I had never heard of before. It's called a Nurdle. Have you heard of a Nurdle? Hey, I'm Lowell. This is Pacific Solo. I have to prepare myself for the greatest challenge of my life, crossing the North Pacific via what I'm calling Nemo North, the place in the North Pacific furthest away from land in any direction, and to take you there with me via this channel. Hi, I'm Lowell Shepard, and I'm on board sailing vessel Wahine, and in a few months' time, Wahine and I are going to sail solo through the Pacific garbage patch onto Canada to see my mother. And I've been trying to study lots about the Pacific garbage patch. First discovered and identified by a man called Captain Moore, who, rather than avoiding the Pacific High, returning from Hawaii to California, he sailed right through it and was becalmed, and he became aware of a lot of debris in the Pacific Ocean. And consequently, we have learned that there's two large gyres in the Pacific, vortexes, if you like, the size of Texas and France, where debris and pollutants and plastic gather and get trapped. And there's a lot of different views about what this is, and I simply want to sail through the Pacific garbage patch to bear witness to what I see and share that information with students and classrooms and whoever will listen. And although I've given a lot of my time to water projects on land during my life, particularly helping provide clean water systems in poor communities through Hope International Development Agency in places like Cambodia and Ethiopia, the Philippines, and elsewhere, I'm just learning about oceans and particularly the Pacific garbage patch. And I've recently discovered a type of pollutant I had never heard of before. It's called a Nurdle. Have you heard of a Nurdle? Otherwise known as mermaid's tears. And Nurdles are little plastic pellets about the size of a lentil seed, produced by petrochemical companies, and they're building blocks for the creating plastic products. Every plastic product that you and I have and use, whether it's pet bottles, furniture, or even clothes, these small Nurdles were the raw materials used for those. They're very lightweight, and a lot get lost in transportation. And as a result, they get caught in our lakes, rivers, and oceans and washed up on beaches. And there's an organization in Scotland, I'll leave a link below, who's encouraging everybody to be a citizen scientist and go on a great Nurdle hunt trying to find these colorful little things that really are poison pills as far as a pollutant goes. No wonder they're also called mermaid's tears. The reason why they're so insidious when they are not used for something more purposeful is that they appear as eggs to fish, and so fish eat them. The problem with that is that these little pills attract toxins, including things like E. coli bacteria, and it's like a magnet to these other toxins, and then these toxins and bacteria get in the food chain. So it is a concern, and about 250,000 tons of these little pellets are lost every year into the sea. I think, I'm just looking at the computer now, yes, it makes up 10% of all plastic pollutants our attention has been on pet bottles, and rightly so. I often think about a message in a bottle and how romantic that was growing up. And oftentimes I put notes in a glass bottle and throw it out to sea. Not sure if those bottles were ever found that I had thrown as a youngster well over 55, even 60 years ago. But now the bottle is the message, and rightly so. And organizations like MyMizu are trying to make a response to the proliferation of pet bottles by identifying where people can go and refill their water bottles at free water stations in Japan and around the world. So good on you, the team at MyMizu, for doing it. But there's also other plastics we have to be concerned about, and Nurdles are one of them. So I'm going to sign up as a citizen scientist and do what I can to collect Nurdles along the way. And I encourage you to, next time you're on the beach, collect them as well, and maybe let me know what you found. I am concerned about our planet. I'm not political. I would say I am an activist, but I'm not an extremist. I understand we have to live on this planet. A key concept for me, though, is that we don't own this planet. We're merely stewards of it. We are caretakers for a time and must ensure that we pass on a planet safe for our children and their children and their children. And my grandson is a great motivator to me, that I want him at the beginning of the 22nd century to look back at my generation with some degree of thanks. Said, I'm glad they did certain things back then to make us aware and help inform us as to what we can do. So this is certainly part of Pacific Solo, is drawing attention and just bearing witness. I don't know what to expect. I'm going to try to film. We will share what we find. We'll be linking with schools and to see how many Nurdles we can collect and learn from. So it's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Enjoy your costumes. Enjoy your Halloween treats, whatever culture you're in and however you celebrate it. When I think of Halloween, I think of things masquerading, and Nurdles masquerade as something cute, whereas actually there's something that we need to be very concerned about. So be safe, everybody. Thanks for watching. And the next normal episode is coming up soon. And I have a special announcement coming up in the next episode. Oh, and please subscribe. It does help. And don't forget to press the notification button. Otherwise, I can't actually tell you subscribed. And also that way you'll be informed each time a new episode comes up. I'm so grateful for your help and your concern in this quest I am on. Bye.